how to fight back against an overactive lack mindset, because your thoughts are things and they're creating your reality. And if that's the case, you want to have an abundance mindset, not a lack mindset. You want to have a positive outlook, not a negative outlook. Your words create your reality, and it's about time you started speaking and acting like you really believe that. I'm Sensei Victoria Whitfield from strategicmeditation.com, and this is your business energy flow forecast. I'm filming it here at my dojo here in New Jersey. I would love to get to see you here. These weekly messages are for impact-driven entrepreneurs and leaders like you who want to get and stay grounded and clear in mind, body, and business. This is your spiritual support to increase your energy so that you can increase your income and impact. Let's get to it. So we are on week 3 of a 4-episode series covering especially how we keep mentally getting in our own way, right? Sabotaging, shooting ourselves in the foot mentally in being able to move forward. Maybe something really challenging has happened. Maybe someone's passed away, or you've had a large disappointment, right? And it's your mindset shock from the past that is affecting your performance in the present. We're getting that in line. And so this is the third in a 4-part series covering dealing with that issue, knocking you off track. You just can't get your head on straight, in a word. So if that's you, make sure you like, subscribe, share this with someone who needs more encouragement as well as a heart-centered, conscious entrepreneur. And what we're talking about today is the old adage that thoughts are things. Now, if you've been following my channel or if you've been on the spiritual path, personal growth and development path, coaching path, for any amount of time, you've heard that as a concept that thoughts are things. What you think you become, or as scripture would say, as a man thinketh, so is he, or as a woman thinketh, so is she, right? Now, you may have heard that and think, yeah, that makes sense. Absolutely. Got it, Victoria. That's nothing new. However, there's no yang, and I'm right there with you until you are living like you know it. Just because you've heard it or seen it doesn't mean that you know it. Because if you were to act as if your thoughts are things, your life would look completely different. Such as, what would happen if all of your actual thoughts, all of the things that you were actually thinking, were being broadcast on loudspeakers all around you? Like what you were actually thinking. Not the nice stuff, not just the focused thoughts and things that are safe for work. What is NSFW or something? What if everything was on broadcast? People could hear what you were thinking about them. People could hear what you were thinking about yourself and saying to yourself. People could hear what you're nervous about or thinking about. People could hear what you really want, what you hate, what annoys you. People could hear it all. How would you act if your thoughts were being broadcast on loudspeakers all the time? Would you be good? You're like, yeah, actually, I have no problem with people actually hearing what I think about them, about myself, about life, about my money, about my body, about their body, about this food, about the election, about everything. Like, I have no problem. Or that would, would that cause some issues? People were able to hear all the things that you're thinking. So be kind to yourself. If you fall into the latter category, I'm a pretty good egg, and I fall into the latter category. I'm like, man, I talk so much about myself. I like to make sure that I'm a non-judgmental person outwardly, but yeah, girl, I think things about some people sometimes. And if that was broadcast, I'd be like, crap, I'm gonna do my own character assassination. Like, woo, that would be so exciting. So naturally, that would be everyone's nightmare. If you're a normal human being, that wouldn't be so good if all of your thoughts were suddenly being broadcast out to the outer world. And my spirit guides are telling me to bring in that as an example, because that would mean you could hear what you're thinking. The fact that other people could hear what you're thinking would mean you could hear what you're thinking. And this is the key to beginning to fight back against a lack mindset, is just being able to hear your own thoughts. Now, for some people, they may hear that and be like, duh, Victoria, wow, amazing. And thank you. Like, share, subscribe to you too, and comment below. I would love to hear from you. Go right ahead. But for the rest of us, being able to actually hear what we're thinking is a revolution. Because thinking out loud suddenly gives you the ability to reflect on, to judge, to self-assess, and to take care of yourself simply because you've taken inventory of what's going on in your head. This is important if we really believe that thoughts are things, because the things, right, the tangible, the tangible reality that we see that has manifested out in our lives, our businesses, in our bank accounts, if that is thought, we need to know what we're thinking in the first place. You hear what I'm saying? Most people have no idea what they're thinking from a moment-to-moment basis. And the easiest way is to talk back and talk out loud to yourself. With love. Listen, I grew up in New Jersey. When I go to New York City, I remember the time before cell phones, when you saw somebody walking down the street having a very loud and angry conversation alone. That didn't mean they had a headset in, baby. That meant you leave them be. They're having a meeting with themselves, all of themselves. So be kind to yourself. I'm not saying turn into, the crazy person walking down the street in New York City, as in talking to yourself out loud. But when you start to get in your head about, what am I going to do in my business? What am I going to do about my finances? What am I going to do to lose weight? What am I going to do about my kids and this issue? What am I going to do about this health issue? Blah, 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 blah. Thinking it without speaking is like turning yourself into a pressure cooker. Open your mouth, right? Open your throat chakra, and start to say what you're thinking out loud. Immediately, you will begin to down-regulate. Now, of course, if you've got some things that you're thinking about that are quite challenging or quite sensitive, you'll want to find a private place. Whether it's, for me, I love my car. Like, I'll go for a drive because we need to talk. Victoria and I need to have a conversation about this, that, and the other thing. right? Find your private space and begin to talk back to the negativity. Just because you have a lack mindset and you're thinking negative thoughts doesn't mean you just have to sit there and take it. You can actually talk back to your internal bully. Did you know that? Go ahead and type in the comments below, internal bully. If you did, talk back, fight back against that internal bully. Type it in the comments below if you're paying attention. And now, this may sound like a strange suggestion to speak out loud and talk back to your inner naysayer aloud. But the reason why I'm called to tell you this week in particular is actually because of science. Science. And we're talking about algorithmic science in particular. So we're going to get into technology. So let's go a little bit meta here. In this moment, your phone and all of the devices with microphones and cameras are listening to you. My phone is listening to me right now as I'm recording this. Like I film these on an iPhone, by the way, in case you ever wondered, like, how does she do it? iPhone 13S, I think, the big one, and it's great. But anyway, so my phone is listening to the conversation that we are having right now. And algorithms with their digital ears and eyeballs through the camera, by the way, hello, it takes pictures of you even though you're not taking pictures. Did you know that? Is gathering data to understand what's Victoria all about? What is she like? What is she not like? Where is she? What is she? Is she female, black, white, Panamanian, Native American? Is she a business owner? Is she, what age range is she in? Blah, 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 blah. It's gathering information, gathering data, gathering images, gathering sounds, words, phrases that become search terms that the algorithm then takes in and spits back out to you in the form of ads, in the form of recommended videos on different platforms, in all types of stuff. Who knows what they're going to use the algorithms next? But they are listening to you, all of the things that you are thinking about. And because they're listening to you, the algorithms are listening to you. Your phones, your devices are listening to you. Whether you like it or not, this is our brave new world that we live in. Because they're listening, they are in communication with you and can give you more of what you express. My spirit guides told me to tell you that, and I'm going to read to you an article from Oxford that illustrates this in a very deep way in a second. But my spirit guides told me to tell you that because you need to be listening to you so that you can have what you want. Your words create your reality. So if you are to hear you, then Source will give you what you want. You would be much more intentional if you could hear what you were thinking. Let's get back to this. So, Oxford academic Mitra Rapana and Tom Lapati in May of 2022 wrote Algorithms and Organizing, this article. Now, this is very dense technical language. I will be your tech goddess translator, but I want you to listen to how they break down scientifically the truth, the fact that right now your thoughts are things. And in a word, that's called socio-materialism. Let's get to it. The biggest umbrella theory over the research on algorithms in organizations is the general view of socio-materialism. From a socio-materialistic viewpoint, organizing is an interplay between the social and the material, and these two should not be separated from one another. Thus, humans and algorithms are seen as intertwined parts of the same reality, and they should be analyzed as hybrid forms of existence. Let me translate that for you. Socio-materialism. Organizing, such as filing papers, organizing, is an interplay between social, as in I'm filing papers because they're your papers socially, and I need more organization in this office. So social and the material. So I'm filing papers because there's material all over the office. There's physical papers everywhere cluttering things up. So socio-materialism, we are doing something, in this case, organizing, in this paper's example. We're organizing because of the social, person-to-person interplay, as well as the stuff interplay. And they then related that to humans and algorithms. So humans have a social interplay, but watch this, they're going to break down now. Algorithms have a social interplay between algorithms and humans. Unpause. Coren's relational approach starts from the premise that sociality and materiality are properties of all that exists. Everything is social and everything is also material. The focus then should be on the processes of materialization, which means ways by which various beings come to appear and make themselves present throughout space and time, right? So what does that mean? If we're looking at how everything is social and everything is material, we want to look at how do things become solid? How do things become material? How do things become things? Unpause. Coren puts equal weight on the transmissive, meaning the changing, and constitutive, which means solid. So rewind, start at the beginning of the sentence. Coren puts equal weight on the transmissive and constitutive dimensions of communication, meaning the changing aspects of communicating with another person and the set in stone, don't change aspects of communicating with another person. Because they respectively contain the relational dimension of organizing and highlight how through these relations, organizations materialize and organizing takes place. What does that mean? When you communicate, you relate ideas one to another. And when you relate to another, that's how actions take place, such as we've got to negotiate what is organized, according to this. Unpause. This means there must always be a channel or a mediator in communication. Thus, beings are experienced through something or someone that makes them present. What does that mean? Pause. That means things, tangible things, are tangible because somebody like me is holding or experiencing the thing. What makes something tangible? Okay, a person to say, look, it's tangible, or a being, as they say, some sort of consciousness to say this thing is physical. I can say that this thing is physical. Things are experienced through others, is what this is breaking down. Unpause. In current organizations, algorithms are important mediators for many actions, messages, and meanings. Coren concludes his theorizing with three stances. First, everything and everyone existing are material. Got it? Secondly, this existence or materiality is a matter of degree, meaning that the existence of a being is dynamic depending on contextual factors, such as the number of other beings participating in this materialization. Pause. What does that mean right there? That means your tangibility is based off of others experiencing you being tangible. Others, animals, plants, like beings experiencing you being a physical being. It's like that old adage, if a tree falls in the forest, does anyone hear it? Or does it even still make a sound? Unpause. Thirdly, everything and everyone existing are social, meaning made of relations. Thus, algorithms are at the same time social and material, and they matter differently in different points of time. Algorithms materialize only in relations, as in they are made of relations. They matter in relations. And we're going to stop there. This whole article continues. But case in point, tying this back to your thoughts are things. Algorithms are the mediator, meaning the bridge between different people, different ideas and consciousness. And so because of that, the algorithms, as they are listening to what you are communicating, they are translators of your thoughts into things. For example, I'm talking about medical supplies. Medical supplies, elderly people, Medicare. I'm saying medical supplies, elderly people, Medicare. And I'm saying these things because I'm thinking about medical supplies, elder care, and Medicare for some reason. The algorithm as a mediator translates that into ads, translate that into recommended videos, translates that into pop-ups and notifications and different suggestions. So here's the thing, and we're going to get to Napoleon Hill now, because if that's the case, if the algorithms are listening all the time as mediators, as they said, because all of life and everything is socio-material, right? The material interacts with society and relating to others. This is how we create meaning, is in relationship one to another. If that's the case, then wait a minute. That means I had better be careful what I ask for. I had better be careful who I'm talking to, what I'm talking about, because everything that I'm relating to and communicating with is giving me back results, right? If it's with an algorithm, it'll be digital results, but my spirit guides say this is true for all of life. As above, so below. As above, so below. As a man thinketh, so is he. Get your thoughts in line. And the key is to talk back to the algorithm. Do it. So many people have run this experiment where you start talking about a certain thing, baby clothes, baby clothes, baby clothes, and then watch what you see when you open up Amazon next. With that being said, thoughts are things. Okay, we had better learn how to think strategically. Let's think on purpose. Let's think so that we can grow rich in particular. From the chapter on imagination, Napoleon Hill says, your imaginative faculty may have become weak through inaction. It can be revived and made alert through use. This faculty does not die, though it may become quiescent through lack of use. So quiescent, what does that mean? It's like it'll give way, it'll be easily impressionable. Center your attention for the time being on the development of the synthetic imagination. And he earlier defined synthetic imagination as nothing new. It's old ideas, plans, and nothing new created. So this is about your experience, your education, and all of your observations up until now, right? So it's logic, rationale, the synthetic imagination. Center your attention for the time being on the development of the synthetic imagination, because this is the faculty that you will use more often in the process of converting desire into money. Transformation of intangible impulse of desire into the tangible reality of money calls for the use of a plan or plans. These plans must be formed with the aid of the imagination, and mainly with the synthetic faculty, right? You got to use your experience to form the plan. So the moment you reduce your plans to writing, you will have definitely given concrete form to the intangible desire. The moment you reduce the statement of your desire and a plan for its realization to writing, you have actually taken the first of a series of steps which will enable you to convert the thought into its physical counterpart. The earth on which you live, you yourself, and every other material thing that are the result of evolutionary change through which microscopic bits of matter have been organized and arranged into an orderly fashion. Moreover, this earth, every one of the billions of individual cells of your body, and every atom of matter began as an intangible form of energy. Desire is thought impulse. It's the force behind thought is desire. Thought impulses are forms of energy. When you begin with the thought impulse desire to accumulate money, you are drafting into your service the same stuff that nature used in creating this earth and every material form in the universe, including the body and brain in which your thought impulses function. Tying this back to your thoughts are things. Napoleon Hill adds to what we were saying before about, okay, talk back to the algorithm to counteract your mind, your results, right? Tell the algorithm what you want. Don't just kvetch about whatever's coming up. Napoleon Hill here says, write it down even for managing your human algorithm, your own brain's programming. When you write down what you want and your plan to get it, you have taken the first step from converting your thought, your vision, your idea, what you want to manifest on your vision board. You've made it physical because you physically wrote it down. Or as the Oxford article would say, you began to make it material, and you can now relate to it because it's physical. You're experiencing it as a tangible reality. How you counteract a lack mindset is you voice what you desire, what you do want, not just what you don't want. Be kind to yourself. It's easy to figure out. If you're like, I don't know what I want. Yeah, you do. Just write what you don't want and then write the exact opposite. Ta-da! Now you know what you want. And by the way, go ahead, type it in the comments below. Did you do it? Did you notice all the things that you keep talking about, the negative, the lack mindset? I don't want this person in the White House. I don't want this this man anymore. I don't want this food. I don't like this body. I don't like this. I don't blah, 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 blah. Write the opposite. So now that you know what you don't want, what do you want? And then start talking about that. In terms of technology, the algorithm will pick up on what you're saying and give you search results and suggestions that are in alignment with that. But before algorithms existed, period, there was source. and the law of attraction, which already was doing that. Whatever you speak about, if you talk about you can't trust anybody, this is a dog eat dog world, this is a man's world, I'll never be, you will get back those results. You will get every confirmation. You will have confirmation bias in the way that you approach your world. However, if you say everything always works out for me, there's someone out there looking for me in the way that I'm looking for them. Money loves me. Money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. My clients can't wait to pay me and praise me, and I make more than double the money doing less than half the work. This is easy, fun, and light for me. It's the best is yet to come. My life keeps getting better and better. When you say things like that, life, just like the algorithm, will deliver you. Source is the original. Algorithm is what we're getting at here. So let's go now to spirit. What do the guides have to say for you to watch out for today in particular? And that is the page of Earth as a challenger. So this is page of Earth, scholarly, dependable, patient, successful, good news about financial matters, wanting to do something more challenging, a new area of study. It says, now as a challenger, we're resisting this, or we're invited to take a second look. Good news about financial matters coming soon. Your plans move successfully forward at a steady pace. You may adopt a new interest or a passion. People, a youth who's a student who enjoys studying, someone who can be optimistic but still realistic about what can be accomplished, successful, dependable, patient, frugal, trustworthy. Additional meanings of this card: doing your research, wisdom beyond one's years, a return to school, or materialism. My spirit, especially materialism, that last word. My guides are saying this card is coming back to you in particular, is that you are getting caught up in circumstances. And you think the circumstances, as in the things that have materialized around you, are reality. Nope. What you see is not it. Your reality comes from your thoughts. Your thoughts are things. So if you want to shift your material reality, if you want to shift your circumstances, you have got to change your mind. Begin to cultivate the opposite of a lack mindset, which is an abundance mindset. Get curious about it. The page is upside down. I mean, the page is like an apprentice, an understudy, a student, and it's upside down, meaning you're resisting getting curious about increasing your abundance mindset. You are just in the lack mindset. You are resisting seeing the abundance that is around you. I repeat, type this down. You are resisting seeing the abundance that is around you right now. You are very abundant. You are very blessed. Very, very, very. But it's time for you to get curious about how to call that out. Talk back to yourself. Talk back to the algorithm. Write it down. Write out what you want. Get back into your goal cards. Get back into doing your affirmations and vision board. Get back into it. It's time for you to reset your energy around abundance mindset and cultivating it on a daily basis. Start now. Start today. Let's get to the action step then of the day so that you can get into it. So you're going to go on school, right? On our school app, skool.com/Be Visionary Movement, all one word, all lowercase. If you are typing it in your URL in your web browser, and you're going to go to the search bar and you're going to type in Winter Solstice Activation. It's a 14-minute strategic meditation. And that, if you're scrolling through, if you want to go into the classroom, into the vault of visualizations, you're going to scroll to the deep relaxation meditation section. And you'll scroll through and it says Winter Solstice Activation in there. Again, that's the 14-minute one. And the reason why the activator of the day the action step of the day is the winter solstice activation, is because that means this meditation is about the longest day, the longest evening, the shortest day, the longest evening is officially coming to an end, right? The winter solstice represents, no matter what time you do this, represents the longest night and the shortest day. So if you're having an activation on the winter solstice, what that means is that you are coming into alignment with the return officially of the sun. Sunny mindset, the return of abundance into your life, into your business, into your mind, the return of the sun. And you want to activate that no matter where you are at in time-space reality, no matter where you are at in your life and or in your business, your career, you want to reactivate, the sun is coming back. It's a new day for me. The days are going to get longer from here. The sun is going to be shining more often and brighter from here. It's the winter solstice activation. 14 minutes, do that. So, because we could go through all of this brain candy to reset your mindset, of course, at the beginning of the day. Absolutely. But if you don't embody it with a strategic meditation first before you go into the day, then you haven't shifted your state. You need to raise your vibration by doing the strategic meditation of the day. So with that, that completes, yay, our message of the week. If you've come to the end of this video and you're like, Victoria, I have a ton of extra questions, and you've already liked, shared, subscribed, and commented on this video to let the algorithm know that this was valuable, go ahead and hop on my calendar. Come to talkwithvictoria.com. That takes you straight to my calendar, so that we can set up a time for us to talk, and I'd be happy to help you find the answers that you seek, whether with me or with someone that I know. Mwah! I'm sending you so much love. Blessings. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.